My horrible best friend revealed my humiliating past in front of my fiance at a dinner party, so I am cutting her off my life for good. I have a small group of people I consider my best friends that I have known all my life: Beth, Stas, and Gwen. I'm a big girl, 5'3" and 260 pounds. I've always had issues with my weight and had self-esteem issues. I was always told you have such a beautiful face, and if you were smaller, I would date you. I've been in a few relationships where it was obvious that my boyfriends at the time were ashamed to be seen with me. They would never hold my hand in public and never posted pictures of us together on Instagram and Facebook. My luck on dating apps consisted of getting ghosted or just wanting intimacy, and I am embarrassed to say that I allowed myself to be used by some guys. Eventually, I stopped responding to most messages. 3 years ago, I met my fiance, Kyle, at one of my nephew's soccer games. Kyle was the coach and approached me afterward. He asked me if I was ever going to reply to his message. I was confused, and he said he messaged me a week prior. That's when I remembered his message and I got embarrassed. I told him that I had been busy, and he asked me if I had any plans for later that night. I agreed and exchanged numbers with him, even though I felt like he was out of my league. I got it into my head that he was only after intimacy and might have some big girl fetish. We met up for an early dinner at a casual Mexican restaurant, and within 5 minutes I asked him, "Are you just looking for a hookup because you have a thing for fat girls?" He shook his head and told me he was interested because of things I listed on my profile, like how I liked soccer, my favorite wine, TV shows, and that the photos I posted showed that I like to travel. Somehow he asked to see me again, and the second date went a lot better. I found out he was a widower who lost his wife and 2-month-old son in a car crash a decade before. My friends and family were thrilled, all except Beth. Beth, when I told her, kept asking me if I was sure about him. She asked if he wasn't just using for intimacy, which had yet to happen. Then it was, well, he probably doesn't want to have intimacy with you. When I mentioned that he held my hand in public and would pull me just a bit closer to him when we would go out for drinks when guys would walk towards us, she said he was controlling. Eventually, Kyle met my 3 best friends, and they all liked him immediately. Beth said he was a keeper, contrary to what she was saying before. Anyway, since Kyle has come into my life, he has shown me nothing but love, affection, grace, and kindness. He has also helped me start to get past my insecurities. A few days ago, we hosted a dinner with Beth, Stas, Gwen, and her husband. Kyle and Gwen's husband Mike had become friends, and they did all the cooking and cleanup. Everything was going well, and we were all relaxing on the back porch drinking some cocktails when Beth asked me in front of everyone, "Why do you tolerate that picture of Kyle with his dead wife and son?" I was mortified. Kyle looked upset but was keeping his composure. I explained that it was the only picture he had of the 3 of them together, and that I would never ask him to hide it because that was his wife and son, that he loved them, that I know Kyle loves me, and that she was being rude and needed to call an Uber to leave. She had too much to drink and didn't seem like she wanted to leave. Then she embarrassed me when she brought up a humiliation I had endured with an ex during the lowest point in my life that I hadn't told Kyle about. I bet keeping the picture up was his idea, and you went along with it, like when Jeff would make you wear a pig mask and oink while he fugged you. Kyle exploded on her and yelled that she get the F out of our house. Mike and Gwen had to drag a now crying Beth out with Stack following them. When they left, I just started bawling and looked at Kyle and started to repeat that I was sorry, and if he didn't want me anymore, that I understood. All my insecurities that I worked so hard to overcome came flooding back. He just hugged me and kissed the top of my head and told me what I did before doesn't bother him. It was Beth humiliating me that pissed him off. He told me that it's up to me if I remain friends with her, but he doesn't want to be around Beth anymore. He cleaned up the patio and held me as I fell asleep crying. Today I texted Beth that we needed to talk. We met up for brunch and she was very embarrassed about her behavior, but I told her I don't think I can be her friend. She then started to blame Kyle for our friendship ending and that he was fugged in the head for making you look at his dead wife and kid. Don't throw away our friendship over him. I got up and paid for my food and left. Update. I just got a text from Gwen who told me that she and Mike have cut Beth out of their lives.